Good afternoon, and welcome to Honors Academic Day, hosted by the Honors College at West Virginia University. I'm Dr. Ashley Watts, Program Director of the Honors College First Year Experience. We are excited to welcome you to our community of learners. We are using the Zoom webinar platform today. If you have issues with audio or video, be sure to check your personal Zoom settings or your computer's volume controls. If live captioning has been requested, it can be viewed by clicking the CC button at the bottom of your screen. If live captioning was not requested, a captioned version of this recording will be available on the Honors website. If you have questions, please use the Q&A function located on your screen. And now I'd like to introduce the Associate Dean of the Honors College, Dr. Damian Clement.
Hi all, thank you. Ashley, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Ashley, for that welcome, and students, welcome to our Honors College Academic Day. So the first agenda that we have on our item is going to be our honors instructor panel. And just to kind of give you a sense of what this is, these are distinguished individuals who have taught a variety of honors courses in the Honors College, and we brought them together to share some of their knowledge, wisdom, and insight into those types of honors courses that they have taught and how you could be successful in those classes. So the individuals on our panel today are Bonnie Brown, who is the program coordinator of the Native American Studies program here at WVU, Dr. Kevin Gooden, who is the director of our Live Learn community here within the Honors College, as well as a service assistant professor here at WVU, and Dr. Brad Phillips, who is the associate dean of undergraduate programs and an assistant professor in the School of Nursing. So those are the individuals who you're going to hear briefly from. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Bonnie Brown. And Bonnie, if you could share some of your wisdom, thoughts, insights, and knowledge with our incoming students.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really honored to be a part of today's session. So I have coordinated the Native American Studies program at West Virginia University for the past 18 years. And it's been my extreme pleasure to have a number of honors students in my classes and working on independent study projects and professional field experience projects and so on. In the past few years, I believe I've had around maybe 30 total honors students. And I'm always wonderfully amazed at the great topics that we sort of work out together for research papers, for example. So students, we offer an honors section of Introduction to Native American Studies, which helps meet your General Ed Foundation Requirement 7. And students have explored all sorts of really amazing topics. So we offer a minor in Native American Studies. So I usually meet with students in person or in small groups, and we start brainstorming early in the semester. What are your interests? What is your major? Do you have a minor? Are you interested in getting a minor? And then what do you see yourself doing? So I really try to establish a rapport very early on and understand what are the students' goals. Why are they taking the honors section of Introduction to Native American Studies? And then we start looking at, well, how can we look at intersections between what's happening in Indigenous studies, Native American studies around the country and around the world, and how can we come up with topics that are very interesting, that the student wants to engage in and can't wait to start reading about. We have follow-up discussions and so on throughout the semester. And then usually I ask the students to present their research at the end of the semester, and we've had some wonderful results with that. So for example, I've had students, let's say in the health sciences. Many honors students are pursuing health sciences degrees at the undergraduate, bachelor, or master's and doctoral or MD levels, for example. And they will choose topics like, I had an amazing paper just about a year ago that was looking at birthing practices among Indigenous peoples in the United States and what has been reflected in terms of Indigenous knowledge for safe delivery of babies, maternal health care, ethnopharmaceuticals, what sort of plant medicine and other types of medicine are helpful to pregnant and birthing mothers and to the babies themselves. So I've gotten 2 or 3 amazing papers looking at that topic alone. A wonderful paper, a research paper by a civil engineering student who was kind of struggling with the topic back and forth. We kept talking and brainstorming. And I had been to an exhibit that just blew my mind at the Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian about the Great Inca Road. And I said, why don't you look at the road? Why don't you explore the Inca Road and start to look for some parallels between how those early engineers and the construction materials that were chosen, the engineering methods and so on, because the Great Inca Road and some of the rope bridges, the plant fiber bridges and so on are still in place. And this is hundreds of miles of roadway that is still being used today that has an ancient history in its design and construction by indigenous peoples. Some of the others I was thinking about, we always have English majors, humanities majors. Just in April of 2022, we welcomed the U.S. Poet Laureate Joy Harjo, widely published, widely known poet who served 3 terms as a U.S. Poet Laureate. So I was able to arrange for some of our students to dine with Ms. Harjo and Native American Studies faculty and so on, to have an experience to hear people up close. What are some of their thoughts and their gifts that they can share? This year, we're very honored to be partnering with Honors College, along with the WVU Humanities Center and many others, libraries, to bring an amazing forum, what we hope will be an amazing forum, I'm sure it will. And this is called This Land Was Already Loved. And this is an opportunity for us to all learn more about the first tribal nations, the first peoples to live in what we now call West Virginia. So I already have students who are committed to being a part of that, who are studying tribal sovereignty, early nationhood. And we have 4 chiefs coming from Oklahoma, from the Shawnee tribe, from the Eastern Shawnee tribe, from the Delaware Nation, and from the Delaware Tribe of Indians, as well as the historian from the Cherokee Nation. And then 2 chiefs from the Haudenosaunee, including the man, the Tadadahu, who oversees all 6 nations of the Iroquois or Haudenosaunee Confederacy. So that's another opportunity to work on research topics for papers and presentations with my students, but to also engage them with the amazing, in some cases, world-renowned Indigenous guests who are coming into our program, and help honor students understand a little bit more about Indigenous ways of governing, Indigenous ways of viewing the world, viewing land, viewing a sense of global community and international community and so on. So I don't want to take up too much time, but those are just a very few quick examples of how students from any major on campus, we have a double major in art and anthropology right now who just spent 9 weeks in Belize on a Mayan site there. So there are many ways to connect students from disciplines all over campus with Native American studies and to help I think sometimes explore and gain insights into cultures and indigenous ways that they're simply not going to get anywhere else in other programs. So thank you for letting me be a part of this, and I'm happy to hang around for just a few minutes. I'm en route from Philadelphia to Morgantown. I still have about 4.5 hours drive, so I'll stay around for a little bit and then sign off. Thank you for asking me to be a part of this today.
Hi, Bonnie. Thank you. Thank you very much for taking the time, especially know that you're traveling. So let's move on to Dr. Kevin Gooden. Dr. Gooden, the floor is all yours.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. And good to see you all if I could, but I'm happy that you're here on the webinar to learn a bit about how to be successful as we're starting your time here at WVU. As our Associate Dean told you, I'm the Director of the Honors Living Learning Community, but I'm here today as a teacher of honors courses. I'm starting my 14th year of teaching honors courses, so a little bit of experience. And I'm an American historian, so all the courses that I teach, and there's a wide range of topics that I've taught in these 13 plus years now. But my specialty is the history of the American family and childhood. So that filters into a lot of the classes that I teach. This semester, I'm teaching the Salem Witch Trials course, which I teach every fall. Or if you haven't not taken this fall, you can take it next fall. And the good part about it is as of next fall, it'll be eligible for fulfilling a GEF requirement. I'm also teaching Citius Text. It's about Morgantown. It's our classroom and our subject. That fulfills GEF 5. I teach that every semester. And then a few other courses. Growing Up in America is one of mine I teach every spring, and then plus some other special topics courses as well. So to be successful in my classes, and I'm going to give you just a couple pointers, which will apply not only to mine, but I would hazard to guess that it would also be helpful in whatever course you are taking here at WVU and beyond. Simple things, do the reading, please. We're discussing something in class. It'd be a good idea if you discussed it so that I know you're engaged. Check the syllabus before you ask your professor a question. Chances are a lot of the technical questions you'll get answered there. So little technical things, but there's a couple attitudinal things that I want to share with you as well. Number one, get in the practice of communicating with your professors, right? If there's something going on, let them know. You don't have to go into great detail, right? But life doesn't stop when you enter our classrooms. Things happen, good, bad, and in between, right? If there's something going on that is going to impact your ability to participate or complete an assignment or something, please let us know. Let me know. I can't work with you if I don't know. And I'm very, very happy to work with you to make sure you're able to complete what you need to successfully complete my class. So communicate. Please do that. There's that. The second thing I want to kind of put in your mind is the value of something that you're going to be doing or learning here at WVU is not the same as how much you like it. Okay. For instance, in my classes, sometimes my students read books or do assignments that they really don't like. In fact, I can think of one class I taught in the spring. There's a book that their students read, which they really don't like. And I don't like it much very well either. But because we don't like that book doesn't mean it's not valuable for the purposes of our learning. You can learn something valuable from any book you read, any activity, any assignment, whether you are fond of that or not. It may help you understand how much you already know, right? In this particular course, you were reading this book to compare it to what we've already learned about the event that it is describing. So the act of reading that and then saying, okay, let's compare those two, that is helping you solidify what you have known and what you have learned about that particular event, right? So it doesn't matter you like it or not. There's something very valuable that you can learn for whatever that you do. Just go into it with curiosity. In fact, the last thing on every one of my syllabi is, above all, be curious. Take that into every class, right? What can I learn from this? Do I like it? Don't like it? Okay. Assignment difficult? Not sure what's going on here with the particular assignment. Be curious about it. Be curious about the topic. I know I'm teaching things that I find intellectually stimulating, that kind of take my curiosity and get it going. And so I try to share those things with you and hope that they'll pique your curiosity as well. So you can learn something from that, no matter what you're doing in class, and just be curious about whatever it is you are covering. So those are just kind of a few things that help, I know, students in my classes, and I hope they would help you in other classes as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gooden, for sharing that insight with us. Brad, you up next?
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Clement. I'm happy to be here. I want to say just welcome to all of you, and you all should be very proud of yourselves for being in the Honors College. So I want to start with that. So I teach primarily in the nursing program here at the WVU Health Science Campus. And most of our honors courses are actually honors add-on. So they are an additional 1 to 2 credits that of a course you're already taking, but it is an honors add-on. And the goal of an honors add-on course is to really get a bigger idea and to really broaden the depth of your thinking of that content. So the content may be similar, but we're just digging a little bit deeper with that knowledge. So you may be reading different research articles or working closely with your peers, giving presentations and things like that. So like Dr. Gooding said, it's important to really kind of engage and communicate and do the work before coming to class. I also work with Honors Excel students, and we have a lot of fun working on various research projects. I know Bonnie mentioned a few that she does over in her area. So, but I have a student right now working with pet therapy and how pet therapy reduces anxiety in health sciences students. So there's a lot of fun things you can do with your own original research that we're happy to help you with. I have just 2 practical tips that I can kind of share with you, and I think it might cover the entire gamut of honor students we have here today. And the first one that I always say is ask for help. And that could be a very broad idea or thought. That could be asking for help in terms of academics, or maybe in terms of your mental or emotional or social health, right? And so ask for help. You don't have to be alone in this journey, whether it be talking to a faculty member, to a peer, to a family or friend. Please ask for help. And I say ask for help early. Those that wait are usually too late. And what I mean by that is, you get into a time where you really just are struggling and you don't ask for that help, and then it's too late to pull your grade back up or pull yourself back up. So please ask for help early on. The second point I want to share, actually our BSN program director talked about today in our nursing orientation, and that is she has this idea of the 1, 5, 10, 15 rule. And that rule is that you must spend each day doing one thing for yourself, whatever gives you joy. So one thing for yourself, eating 5 healthy foods a day, getting 10 minutes of exercise or physical activity, and then spending 15 minutes every single day in your readings, in your lectures, in your textbooks, in your work. So think about that 1, 5, 10, 15 rule every single day while you're in your courses here at WVU, and then always ask for help early on. And those are the kind of the 2 best words of wisdom I can give you as somebody who teaches in the Honors College. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad. Students, I want to let you know that we're always learning. I have never heard of this 1, 5, 10, 15. And as Brad was saying it and I was writing it down here, I was like, okay, that makes sense. I can get that. So, Brad, thank you very much for sharing that tip, not only with our students, but also with me as well. So I think we are moving on here where it's my turn to speak for a little bit. So students, as you all know, you all are all enrolled in the Honors Foundation program here at WVU, and the Honors Foundation is part of our 2+2 program that we have here in the Honors College. So the Honors Foundation program is freshman, sophomore year, which primarily focuses on enhancing your general education course experience here at the university. The requirements for that program is that we want you to complete 5 honors courses, 13 honors credits over the course of 4 semesters. So whenever I talk about this, I like to put up my fingers and say, 4 semesters. So and really do 3, 6, 9, 12. That 13 credit, as I talked about, is going to be that HONR 102 course. And that 5th course is going to be that HONR 102 course. So ideally speaking, right now on your schedule, as you get ready to start the semester tomorrow, you should have 1 3-credit honors course and an HONR 102. Now, I know there's some majors, for example, engineering, where you're going to have engineering 101, which I believe is 2 credits. And then you're going to have your HONR 102 course, which is 1 credit. So you're going to end up with 3 credits, and that's okay. That's totally normal. So as I said, it's a 4-semester program. It can be extended. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on. For the most part, the honors courses that you're going to be taking should ideally be either in your major, a GEF requirement, or an elective requirement. Those are the 3 main areas, and most of your honors courses should fall within one of those three buckets. We evaluate all our students at the end of each academic year. So you're going to go through this whole fall semester, taking your classes, your honors courses. Then you're going to go through the whole of the spring semester, taking your classes and your honors courses. At the end of the spring semester is when we are going to pull your grades and look to see where you are. So at the end of the spring semester, you should have completed 2 honors courses, 4 honors credits with a 3.0 cumulative GPA and a 3.0 honors GPA. That's all we're going to look for. And we probably typically pull those grades late May, the beginning of June. And we're going to review that. And if you're in good standing, we're going to shoot you an email that says, hey, you've completed the first year of the Honors Foundation program. You're in good standing. You can continue on into the second year of the program. We're also going to put a note in your degree works, which says something along the lines of student is in good standing after year 1 in the Honors Foundation program. So then you will come back to campus next fall and you would continue on. And then the next, so actually, sorry, Ashley, don't move ahead yet. Let me say a couple more things. So if you are not in good standing after year 1, meaning you have not done the 2 honors courses, 4 honors credits, 3.0 GPA, 3.0 cumulative GPA, we are going to remove you from the Honors Foundation program. So we're going to send you a letter saying you're not in good standing, you haven't met the benchmark. We are going to remove your honors block. We're going to put a note in degree works. The thing about that is if we remove you, that is not actually tracked on any academic transcripts or anything to that nature. So the only thing that you would know that you were in honors is that you want to see a note in there saying you were not in good standing after year 1. And that does not preclude you from applying to be in the Honors Excel program later on. And then once again, at the end of the 2 years, we make sure you have 5 honors courses, 13 honors credits, 3.0 cumulative GPA, 3.5 honors GPA, and you also have to complete an honors exit survey in order to complete the requirements. Now, Ashley can move on there. So this next slide has a whole bunch of stuff on it. I don't expect you to read all of it, but what it does, it kind of gives you an idea of all the different types of ways that you can earn honors credits. So if you were listening to the honors instructor panel, Bonnie talked about the classes she teaches. And from my understanding, I think Bonnie teaches mostly cross-listed classes. Then Dr. Gooden talked about the classes that he taught, and he teaches primarily honors courses. And then Brad talked about the classes that he teaches, and he teaches primarily honors add-ons. So we have lots of different ways by which you can earn honors credits. And Ashley, if you can move on to the next slide here, and that kind of just gives you a little bit of the breakdown there. So one way you can do it, you have honor sections of major courses. So the example I have there is Poli-Sci 103, but a popular example, we have Engineering 10, I think it's Engineering 101. That's a class required for engineering students. So, and it's a major section of that course. Then we also have honor sections of GEF courses. The example I have on there is Philosophy 100. So you're going to have Philosophy 100, regular section, and then you could have Philosophy 100, the honor section. Classes are fundamentally going to have the same topics that they're going to cover. They might just probably do it in two different ways. Then we have the HONR courses, the courses that primarily Dr. Gooden teaches. You see HONR 210 there, that's the CDS text classes. You're also going to see a number of 1 credit classes that are going to be like HONR 293, A, B, C, D, whatever have you. Those are primarily 1 credit classes that could either be one full semester or half a semester, where they focus on readings, 2 to 3 books. Students would read, they'll come to class, they'll discuss, participate in a discussion with the instructor. Honors add-ons, that's what one of the courses that Brad was talking about. So the example I have here, Bio 115 and Bio 115 and the add-on is 298C. The add-on is just a separate meeting of the course where the students go a little bit more in depth into the content being taught in the class. That's one of the models there. And then one of the things I want you to consider, it is plausible that you may be looking for classes next semester and you're not going to find an honors course that fits your schedule or honors course that interests you, or there's not an honors course in your major. We have an opportunity which is known as contracting, where you can take a regular course that you're enrolled in and you can apply to get honors credit from that class. It's a lot more details on our website, something I'm happy to speak with everyone about. I don't think as a first semester student, you're probably not contracting courses because you should really already have a course on your schedule. But that's something I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail when I visit your classes later this semester. Actually, move on. So one of the things I also want to do before I wrap up here, we have an Honors Foundation handbook. You should be receiving an email about the handbook. Sometime this week, we're going to send you a link to that handbook. It's already on our website as well. So you all are the 2023 to 2025 cohort. So that handbook would have all the rules and regulations that you need to abide by with regards to the Honors Foundation program. So that's going to wrap it up for me. And one other thing I want to say. If you have any issues, questions, concerns as it relates to the Honors Foundation program, your honors advisor should be the point person that you are reaching out to. That you can find, you should know who your advisor is. If you don't know who your advisor is, you go in DegreeWorks, it's going to be listed up under your name. If that individual, if you don't have anything there listed, or that individual is not helpful or can't answer your questions as they relate to the Honors Foundation program, feel free to reach out to me. At the end of the presentation, you're going to see my email address there. You send me an email and I will work with you to kind of help figure out whatever your situation is. So that is my spiel with regards to the Honors Foundation program. And to keep it moving on here, I believe we are moving on to the Office of Student Success. The speakers for the Office of Student Success are Reagan Bruni and Elma Martinez. Reagan is the director of the Office of Student Success, and Elma, I believe, is a graduate student. A graduate assistant in that office. Elma, okay, I got that correct. So without further ado, Reagan and Elma, you can take it away.
Great, thank you, Dr. Clement, and hello, everybody. And again, welcome to WVU. We're so excited to have you here. I know this past week, this weekend has probably been really overwhelming. You're getting lots of good advice, but just know the main takeaway today is that there is lots of help and support to help you along your journey in college. So as Dr. Clement said, my name's Regan. I'm the Director of Student Success. And with me, I have Elmer Martinez, and he's going to give you the student perspective. So what we hope to accomplish in our short time with you is give you an overview of student success, give you some tips on adjusting to college, applying some of those academic success strategies, and then enhancing your knowledge on the access tools for success. So just a little overview of our office. There's Ruby. If you've been around campus, maybe you've seen her, but she's our therapy dog. So anytime you want to come by and just pet or love on a dog, we're located on the 3rd floor of the Student Services building, which is right next to the Mountain Lair. So we are committed to empowering students to do their best through free academic services and program outreach. We have a variety of services and programs that I'm going to be sharing with you. Our services, we offer free tutoring, and I know you have lots of options for tutoring, including TestWell, but we also have locations at the downtown library, as well as on the Evansdale campus and Bennett Tower. We also provide academic strategists, and these are students that will help you get organized, I would say, help with time management, note-taking, but it's really hands-on approaches. So for example, one of the things we talk about is syllabus mapping. And that sounds great, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna map out my syllabus, but what we can do is help you work based upon all your syllabi and truly mapping it out to meet your needs. So you can schedule a one-on-one appointment to meet with an academic strategist. So this is academic strategists aren't content-based. That's what tutoring's for. So if you need help in a math or science class, that's what tutoring can do. Academic strategies are more for those skill-based needs that you might have. We also have free success coaching, and this is where we do a lot of goal setting with students. They meet individually with a success coach, and really just there to kind of, it's not an advisor, it's not a tutor, but someone to help coach you through your academic journey. And that's what Elmer serves as in our office, is a success coach. Okay, so again, these services are available to everybody. We also have 2 programs specifically for certain populations of students. So if any of you are the first in your immediate family to receive a 4-year degree, so even if your brother or sister has gone to college, but neither parent has a 4-year degree, you are considered a first gen. And let me further explain that. If you are the first in your family to receive a degree in the US, you are considered first gen. So if you're an international student, and your parent does have a 4-year degree, but they earned it in a different country, you're still considered a first gen student. So we have lots of programming and outreach for our first gen students. And then we also have a program called REACH, and it's brand new. We just received some grant funding to help support this program. It is designed for our low income students or any underserved student, but we're not going to turn anybody away. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to stop by the REACH Center. It will also be located on the 3rd floor of the Student Services Building. So in addition to those programs and outreach, we also have student workshops. Student Lingo, you can find that on our website. We have over 50 different workshops available on demand. So if you wanted to create a college bucket list, there's a workshop on how to create a college bucket list. If you struggle with learning strategies or critical thinking skills, there's a workshop for that. So pretty much any topic that you can think of that college students experience, there's probably a workshop from Student Lingo on that. And then we also have SORT seminars. That stands for Students on the Road to Success. And really any of the things that we do in an individual appointment, we take to the group setting. So SORT seminars are available upon request. If you are in a student organization or a leader of a student organization and would like to request a SORT seminar, that's something we can bring to your organization. So that gives you kind of an overview of our office, Student Success. Again, I know it's a lot of information, but just remember, support is available and help is available. All you have to do is ask. So I'm going to turn it over to Elmer, and he's going to give you some tips based upon being a college student.
Awesome. Thank you, Regan. Hello, everyone. My name is Elmer, and I am a student success coach at the Office of Student Success. And I'm also a graduate student in the counseling program as well. And so kind of starting off for today, my first 2 slides are just kind of some tips I have for freshman year college students, as just some ideas that may not have considered or tried in the past, and especially should consider now transitioning into college. Just kind of going down the list, getting to get to know professors early, be familiar with their names, their emails, and their office hours. Write this down somewhere, as it's super important to be familiar with all of them, know their names in case they email you and reach out to you, and you can associate which professor is teaching which of your classes. The next one for syllabus mapping, as Regan mentioned earlier, it seems easy. It seems easy to kind of write it all out on your planner, on your time management, organization skills. But another thing you want to do is be familiar with the big projects, exams, points, attendance policies, which is a big one, and kind of more of the fine print within the syllabus. Yeah, just being familiar with that, especially with the attendance policy. And yeah, be straight up with your professors and ask them any questions you have regarding to the syllabus, to kind of let them know that you're also like reading all the fine prints in the syllabus. The next one for tutoring, go early on, identify what tutoring is available for your courses and locations throughout the campus. This is one of the big kind of the more bigger issues when I meet with students, is that they always ask how to sign up for tutoring, where it's located, especially like a week or even a couple of days before their exams, especially midterms, because that's when, you know, all the stress and all the nervousness kicks in for exams. So just familiarize yourself with exploring the website, the locations throughout campus, and just kind of knowing how to set it up when you need it, if and when you need it throughout your semester. And if you are thinking about it, it's always best to start up early, again, before everyone tries to sign up at the same time around midterm exams. And for email notifications, frequency of checking, organization, etc. This one, I always recommend students to kind of go ahead and go through their email, star, favorite, kind of make a specific contact under Gmail for their professors, and kind of get into the habit of using your email as your new social media, just kind of checking it every single day. You don't want to miss out on any important announcements or class cancellations. And just little things you can do that I always recommend students is kind of setting up alerts, ringers on your phone, iPhone widgets that you can now add to the home screen so you can see it the first time when you open up your device. And one that not everyone knows about is the Blackboard app. You can download it on your phone. You can set up eCampus on your phone as well, set up notifications and be alerted when professors post grades, post notes, assignments on Blackboard, and just be alerted when that happens live. And then Regan, if you can skip to the next one, please. Thank you. The next one is planner and organization system. For this one, you just want to start asking yourself and being honest with yourself the first couple of days, like, okay, am I more of a physical planner person or more of a digital planner where I can take it on my laptop, on my phone, or am I more of having a whiteboard calendar on my desk or in my room somewhere where I just take a picture of it every day and fill it out as you go? Identify and build communities such as student club organizations and volunteering, etc. There's a lot of great programs, events going on around campus where you can build a community with and attend things that best suit you and fit with your identity. Simple tips for that one is follow all the social pages on whatever social media platform you're mostly on. Usually every program here in the arts and entertainment office, they post what's going on around campus. And then for the last one, for Study Buddy, at least one per class. Now, you may not want to study with them like every single day, which is okay, but at least try your best to create one friend within the classroom. Maybe if you're comfortable enough, you want to share your phone number, email, group me, anything that you can kind of use to communicate with each other in case you or your buddy might miss a class, might miss some notes, or not know what's going on, whether if there is an extra credit assignment due or any assignments upcoming in the week. And then for academic strategizing, these are kind of like the most top three that I tend to see in students is when they come meet with me for study skills, self-care, and time management. And we'll just kind of go through these one by one. And thank you. For study skills, again, it's a really big, fast transition from high school to college. And again, you just want to be honest with yourself and ask, okay, what is my type of learning style? How do I best learn and what suits me personally? Are you an individual? Are you an individual who likes to study more individually on your own in a quiet place? Or are you more of a group setting person where you like to create little study groups for friends, maybe to kind of hold each other accountable? Or do you just need a quiet space where you may have to read your notes out loud to yourself? And just kind of ask yourself some questions. Are you a visual learner, an auditory learner, or a kinesthetic learner? And just keeping things in mind on how you vision yourself studying for the future. I know for my more visual learners who I meet with, and they say they like to print out their slides where they annotate it on a piece of paper. I can have it with them physically rather than kind of annotating on a PDF like PowerPoint style, which can be a little annoying sometimes. Or you like to rewrite your notes, you like to go over, make it look nicer, add some more color to it, star, highlight, underline important things that you may have missed while you were writing it out during class. And lastly, again, just kind of asking yourself, how much time do you really like to study? I know that's a big one. I know usually most people say you should be studying for 2 to 3, 4 hours all in one sitting, which that may be hard for you. And so again, being honest with yourself and asking yourself, okay, I don't like sitting for one period of time. So maybe I can sit here for 20 to 30 minutes, break it into chunks, take a break, and then do another 20 to 30 minutes, and then moving forward with that. So if I can get to the next slide, please, Regan. Thank you. Study skills, break it down the material. Again, just kind of highlighting some important vocabulary in your notes, creating flashcards from those vocabulary words. There are a bunch of articles online and YouTube videos on specific note-taking skills. One of them is the kernel method or something like that, where you just kind of outline and do bullet points throughout the lesson. Annotating and highlighting, like I mentioned earlier, some students have shared with me that they like to print out the PowerPoints available for them and annotate and highlight, rereading, scanning, and again, YouTube videos, Khan Academy videos, and video modules if you're a more visual learner to help you learn your course content better. And next one, please. And for this one, self-care is super important, as many have mentioned before earlier in the webinar. For our rule in our office, we like to use the 8-8-8 rule, which is 8 hours of sleep each night, 8 hours of coursework and studying each day, and 8 hours of free time. That all adds up to 24 hours, as there are 24 hours in the day. Just kind of try to shoot to aim for about 8 hours in each of those categories. And if you can't, it's okay. Just kind of tweak them and move around as you go throughout your day. Eat well and stay hydrated. This is definitely important, especially if you are commuting from downtown to Evansdale. And especially since we have, I think, like a month or so of hot weather, and where you might need to be more hydrated to be more energized throughout the day in the afternoon classes if you have any, eating better nutrition and stuff like that. Social life, I know it may seem like it's frowned upon sometimes, but we all want to be the best student as we can be. And so it's okay to give yourself breaks and set up times to go hang out with friends, go out to the movies, or go out to eat or anything like that. Setting aside downtime for yourself as well, whatever that may look like. I know for me, I have a dog, and so my little downtime in between my day is walking my dog like 3-4 times a day, a quick 15 minutes around the stadium. Setting up a productivity day. This can be any day throughout the week where you may feel like you have less classes, less coursework, and it can be a day where you want to maybe take a break from everything, maybe do some cleaning, laundry, or anything else in your personal life that you may want to do, or you can save that up for the weekend as well. And lastly, for self-care, I know it's super hard not to stress as a college student, but you're not alone. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to talk to your advisors, professors, if you ever feel stressed out about anything, and just kind of highlighting the importance of prioritizing, creating to-do lists somewhere near your desk, your homework, your binder, wherever, to kind of help you guide you throughout your day. And then the last one is time management. This is always the big one whenever I meet with students. And I always promote Google. Has helped me for years. And yeah, so this is what it looks like, an example of Google Calendar. Again, it's just like I mentioned earlier, asking yourself if you're more of a physical or a digital person or just a simple whiteboard. And once you decide that, whichever it may be, utilizing some color coding, create one color specifically for your courses, one color specifically for your personal events, another color for a specific assignment, due dates, etc. And again, like I mentioned earlier, weekly and daily to-do lists on your desktop, whether a notepad or notes app on your iPhone or phone. And then again, FOMO. I know it's kind of hard to be missing out on some social events, but also this is where it comes down to prioritizing. If you have an assignment due and your friends are going out and you haven't done the assignment, it's okay to say no to your friends. Hopefully they're cool enough to not give you so much stick about missing out on the friend group, but it's okay to say no and just remind yourself that. And then for the last two, record appointments immediately. Unfortunately, I always have a bunch of students sign up and I guess they forget and don't actually attend the meetings. Making it super important to write down if you do create an appointment for success coaching, tutoring, even an appointment with your advisor. As soon as you sent that email, you sign up through Navigate, whatever your communication may be with that person, you want to write it out somewhere immediately and just have it somewhere where you can see it every day so you don't miss your appointment. And lastly, setting reminders on your phone. There's the reminders app on the iPhone, Notespad, Notes app, or whatever that helps you remind yourself throughout the day, even timers. And next one. And then lastly, when you do meet with us or also an academic strategist, this is kind of the template we use to kind of help break down time management. Again, if you feel like you have really a hard struggle with time management throughout the semester, again, it's okay to reach out for help. We can sit down together one-on-one and kind of map out your day and what your looks like, and keeping in mind that 8-8-8 rule that we had mentioned earlier. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this presentation. Here's our office address. We are located next to the mountain layer, and our phone number, our email, and that's my personal information as well. If you want to take a screenshot, a picture, and you want to meet with me individually throughout the semester. And yeah. And so I believe we turn it over to.
Thanks, Elmer. Thank you. Thanks, Elmer. Yeah, so last up are our lead tutors from our Honors College Tesswell Learning Center. Give me just a moment, and I will share my screen again.
All right. Hey guys, my name is Rishik Patel. I guess we'll go ahead and all of us can introduce ourselves, but my name is Rishik Patel. I'm a senior majoring in biomedical engineering. I'm from Charleston, West Virginia, and I'm one of the co-lead tutors for the Tesswell Learning Center this year.
Hi, I'm Abigail Tillema. I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia, and I'm also a co-lead tutor this year. I'm majoring in immunology and medical microbiology, and this year I'm a junior.
Hi, everyone. I'm Michaela. I'm a senior, and I'm studying cybersecurity. I'm from Leesburg, Virginia, and I am the third co-lead tutor.
Yeah, so a little bit about the Tesswell Learning Center. We're one of many tutoring services here on campus. We can help out both, even though we're branched under the Honors College, we help out both honors and non-honors students. And we tutor in like a variety of subjects. I would say most commonly people or students need help with math, chem, and bio, but we also do a lot of other subjects like non-STEM, engineering, a little bit of business as well. And yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, all students are welcome, and we encourage you to bring your friends, even if they're not in the Honors College. And yeah, I'll turn it over to one of the other lead tutors to talk more about the Tesswell Learning Center.
So a lot of you guys are honors students, which means you probably did pretty well academically in high school. So you may not have ever needed tutoring before or ever sought it out, but I'd like to say that as somebody who never really wanted tutoring or needed tutoring in high school, it is a really great resource, especially your freshman year, to seek out tutoring, because college is structured in a totally different way than high school, that sometimes there's an adjustment period where you may need that extra help. So even if you don't think you don't need tutoring right away, I suggest coming in, checking it out, meeting all the tutors, and seeing if there's any support that we can offer you.
So another thing that we're doing this year outside of Lincoln and Honors is that we're also doing tutoring through the Center for Black Culture. And that's also open to anyone, but it's going to be in partnership with the Black Student Union, which I'm also president of. So that will be on Tuesdays from 6 to 8. If you guys can't make the Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday at Lincoln, the center's located right behind the lair. So that's another option that we're going to be having this year.
And I wanted to quickly mention that, sorry, Dr. Watt, I wanted to quickly mention that the Learning Center will be open for the first day we're open this semester will be August 21st at 7 o'clock at Honors Hall. And as like the figure says, we're open Monday and Wednesday, 7 to 10 p.m. at Honors, and then Tuesday, Thursday, 7 to 10 p.m. At Lincoln Hall. And we're also available on Zoom all 4 of those days during the same time. And you can search up on Google like Tesswell Learning Center to get the Zoom link, or we have the meeting ID here on this form as well. So thank you.
Yeah, and one more thing, sorry, is we also have review sessions that we do. So if you guys have like a class or anything that, you know, a couple of you and your friends might be struggling in, we do review sessions. They're typically like 5 to 20 students per review session. And we kind of work around to schedule them for when all of you guys are available. So if you ever want to do a review session for any of your classes, you can stop by the center or contact any of the co-lead tutors or Dr. Watts.
All right, thank you to our lead tutors. One final thing I want to mention about Tesswell Learning Center is that it is a drop-in center. You can make an appointment if you want to, but you do not need an appointment. So just come on down to Honors Lincoln or online and come on in and ask a tutor to help you out. So this concludes our academic day. If you all have questions, contact Dr. Clement, or you can email us at honors@mail.wvu.edu. And there's a few links there to tutoring and our student success office as well. We do have a few minutes left, however, so we wanted to open it up to questions. If you all have a question that we can help you with, please type your question into the Q&A, and we'll stay on for the remaining 5 or so minutes and help get your questions answered. So please go ahead and type into the Q&A if you have a question for us. Okay. Yeah, so we have a question from Elijah. Can you drop a list of the lead tutors' emails? So Rushik, Abby, and Michaela, that one's for you. And Abby's going to answer that question for you, Elijah. Chloe asked a question, do we have to do anything for attendance to get the points for today? That's a great question. Since this was hosted on Zoom, Zoom captured your attendance. You must have stayed on this Zoom for at least 40 minutes for it to capture your attendance. But other than that, there's nothing else that you need to do. Any other questions we can answer for you? All right, so lots of questions in the chat about capturing attendance for today, so we'll answer those as we can. There's a question here from Olivia. When should we start thinking about scheduling for next semester? Olivia, that's a great question because it's actually sooner than you would think. As you all may know, honor students have priority registration, so you actually register the day before other peers in your cohort. And scheduling actually starts in October. So some of you will start meeting with your academic advisors as early as next month. But scheduling will open for spring semester in October. It's a great question, Olivia. Thank you. And Sam asked, are we allowed to leave this meeting if we have no questions? Absolutely. If you don't have a question, you're free to hop off. And lots of questions about attendance, so we'll get to those as we see them. And we have a question, is there a possible way to finish the Honors Foundations or Excel program early? So for Honors Foundations program, all you need to have to complete the program is to have 5 honors classes and 13 honors credits. Once you reach that, whether it be in 3 semesters, for example, you would be finished with Honors Foundations. Excel is a little bit different. There's a number of credits that you would need to take for Excel, but it really just depends on the project that you're doing if you choose to do the Excel program. That's a great question. Okay, Stephanie asks, will WVU continue to provide a calendar of upcoming events after Welcome Week? Also, great question. Events are always listed on the WVU academic calendar, so you can always check that. Again, Honors Weekly, every Sunday, check Honors Weekly because we will include a list of specific honors events happening for that week. But the WVU academic calendar will also provide upcoming events as well. And still seeing lots of questions about attendance. So just overall reminder again that since we are using the Zoom webinar platform today, it captured your attendance through Zoom. And we will be sending that Zoom list out to your honors mentors in your Honors 102 class to give you attendance for attending today's session. Lewis asks, other than the actual scheduled time we have, our intro to honors class, is there any other time in the week we are required to go in for honors work? No requirement there, Lewis, but I encourage you to use the TestWell Learning Center. There's also study spaces in the on the floors of Honors in Lincoln Hall, so you can go there to do your work. You can actually even reserve a space in the libraries if you want to go and just set aside some time for your own study time. You could do that as well. Okay. Nick has a question here. Can you elaborate on the content of the Excel program? Absolutely. So the Honors Excel program is our second program of our 2+2 programs within the Honors College. The Excel program is not a requirement. If you feel like it would be a good fit for you, we would encourage you to apply towards the end of your second year at WVU. And it is for students who are interested in doing research, doing a community-based project, study abroad. So what you would do if you're interested in that program is submit a proposal of a research project, maybe something that you're super interested in delving more deeply to that's related to your major. The idea is really up to you. And you would submit a proposal for a project that you would want to carry out your junior and senior year or your third and fourth year here at WVU. You would be partnered with a faculty mentor who would help you carry out said idea that you have. For example, students that carry out research in the Excel program, they have their own research proposal that they would want to carry out, and the faculty mentor would actually help that student along with their research in the Excel program. There's a couple classes that you would take while you're doing that. So essentially your first semester in Excel, you would take a class to help kind of prepare and get you organized for your project, you would carry out the project for 2 semesters, and then that last semester you would take a class to kind of assess or reflect on the project that you did. Hope that helps, Nick. Okay. So William asks, what time is the honors tutoring and do you have to schedule ahead? I'll go ahead and answer that. So tutoring is online Monday through Thursday, 7 to 10 p.m. Monday and Wednesday in Honors Hall, 7 to 10 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday in Lincoln Hall, 7 to 10 p.m. And you do not need an appointment. You can just walk in. And Nora has a question about the Honors Excel program. Would we have to reapply to the Honors Excel program? Yes. So once you finish the Honors Foundations program, if you're interested in Excel, again, you would send in that proposal and that essentially counts as your application to the Excel program. All right. Great questions, everyone. Okay. Okay, so Lewis asked a great question. Where do you find all the times for the tutors around campus? So I'm going to answer this question aloud. If you go to the tutoring.wvu.edu website, there will be a list of all of the academic learning centers around campus, and it will provide times, days, locations for all of our academic learning centers. Great question, Lewis. Thank you. Okay. So still lots of questions coming in about not necessarily being logged on to Zoom the entire time. So Zoom will capture when you logged out or were kicked off, and then also when you were able to rejoin. So we are now at 4:05. I don't really see any more questions coming in. So we'll go ahead and sign out here. If you had a question and it wasn't answered, either live or on chat, please again just reach out to that honors@mail.wvu.edu email account and we can help get your questions answered. All right, so with that, thank you for attending today's session. Please reach out if you have any questions and we look forward to a great year. Thanks, everybody.